Faster than a speeding tiger, we're coming at you with spoilers for last night's Walking Dead season finale here on Dead Inside Live.
My mother told me, pick the very best one, and you are it.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex Zalbin.
And I'm Liam Matthews.
And here on Dead Inside Live, we're going to talk about some spoilers for last night's Walking Dead Season 7 finale. But just to warn you guys one more time, if you're only looking at this visually, spoiler right there, spoiler 3. This is the one, like, they really broke down the walls from spoiler 1 and 2. And it was just crazy, really meta and self-referential. Let's talk about this Season 7 finale. First of all, what did you think about it in total?
I thought it was one of the stronger episodes of the season. I thought it was satisfying, especially after, Season 6, which was... nobody was happy with Season 6. And I think people are a little more... I mean, Walking Dead fans in general are an unhappy bunch.
Yeah,
but,
they're just not. It's about the post-apocalypse.
Yeah,
it's about zombies.
But people were more satisfied with this one.
Yeah, particularly in the second half, which we'll get to in a second. But let's talk about one of the saddest moments in the episode first, the death of Sasha. So up on the screen here, you see the Walkman thing that we had peppered throughout.
It was an iPod. It was an old iPod.
I'm very old, Liam. I don't know what technology is. But here, she drank the suicide pill. She turned into a zombie. Came out, attacked Negan. What do you think about this? We'll talk about the death in a second, but what do you think about this in total as a goodbye episode for Sasha?
I thought it was, it was good. It was a long time coming. Like, we knew it was going to happen pretty much since December, when we knew that she was going to be on Star Trek Discovery, that she was going to die. But yeah, I thought it was emotionally satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, this moment was really sad, where Maggie and Jesus come and they find Sasha. I was kind of curious whether she was even in the scene or whether maybe it was her stunt double who showed up.
Greg Nicotero just told me that in its conception, you were never supposed to see Sasha's face. The whole time, he didn't want to see Sasha's face because it wasn't really about Sasha in that moment. It was about Maggie, grieving the loss of her friend.
Here's my big problem. That was a silly plan. Her coming out of that coffin, the way that I was thinking about it is, if you had a bunch of knives, throwing the knives in the air and hoping one of them killed Negan is maybe not as strong as stabbing him.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
And
she also didn't even need to do it. That's the other thing. They were going to let her out. It was going to be fine.
Yeah, it was going to be absolutely fine. And they tried to play it off a little bit later by saying she gave them the moment they needed to take down the Garbage Pail Kids. But that's debatable. Whatever
I guess they were going to kill Carl. Well, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever it was, Sonequa Martin Green, I think, did an awesome job in the episode.
Yeah, totally.
It's going to be a bummer to see her go, but we're excited to see her on CBS All Access's Star Trek Discovery. All right, let's talk about a second moment. Somebody who almost died, Eugene. They almost blew him up.
Yeah, they were like, Eugene, you're done, man. We got nothing for you anymore.
Yeah, Eugene, you are dressing like a dude out of the Matrix now.
Yeah.
We have to kill you.
The mullet looks a little sleeker.
Yeah, oh my God, this outfit was so funny. Clearly that's such a Eugene move to be like, I'm evil Eugene now, so I'm going to dress all black. The not blowing up moment was pretty great, the one that we're watching right now. I thought that was pretty cool. But do you think there's any coming back from this for Eugene at the point where he knew they were going to try to blow him up? He knew they tried to blow him up. Yeah. Is he done with the group 100%?
I guess so. I mean, I was still thinking that there was still a chance for Eugene, that maybe he was still working an angle. Maybe he was going to take him down from the inside. But that seemed like, if they're willing to kill him, I mean, that's like, that seems like a pretty clear message, like, we don't trust you anymore.
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, the show has shown a willingness, I mean, Dwight in the same episode, to forgive people almost anything as long as it's to their advantage. And you had that very cool shot at the end where Negan is coming out, and you have, what's Stephen Ogg's actual name on the show?
Simon.
Simon. You have Simon, you have Dwight, and you have Eugene all standing around him, and I was like, oh man, that's some weird loyalties in that group. That's going to be really interesting to watch next season. Let's talk about somebody that we have no question about the loyalties of, Shiva. This was, without a doubt, the coolest moment in the finale. Negan comes up to Rick. He lines up him and Carl. It looks like it really, like, they shot this like he is going to whack Carl. And then Shiva comes out and eats the face off of that dude. Shiva, more effective than Sasha in this episode in terms of killing people.
For sure. Not even close.
So there was some cool behind the snes about this particular scene. Can you talk about that?
It was so funny. I love it. So the AMC revealed that that it was a motion capture how they animated the tiger, and it's a guy in a blue suit, usually it's like a green screen, but usually you see it's green, but this one was blue.
Yeah.
And he was, completely covered, his face covered, and he jumps off a trampoline and just tackles a dude. It looked so silly.
Yeah, I think you compared it to Green Man from It's Always Sunny.
It's Green Man from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's great. If you want to check it out, go to tvguide.com, check out the article that Liam wrote up, or you can just check out our Twitter where there's a ridiculous gif of a guy in a blue suit going like that. It's amazing. I want them to release an unedited cut of this episode just for that.
Or just even of any scene with Shiva where they're just like, ugh.
It's amazing. I think it's interesting to look at the parallel of the beginning of the season. Everybody said Shiva is awesome. It's crazy the show has a tiger now, but it's awesome. To the end of it, where people were like, "Yes, we are correct."
It was the best. I thought it was like other than like that and the remember when they mowed all the walkers down with the 2 cars? Either that or Shiva were the coolest moment of the whole season. Like the most that's cool.
I mean, I'll tell you that, and this segues into the next thing that we wanted to talk about, but that Shiva moment pretty much on right up until the end, that was great. I mean, I've been very mixed on this season, but I really felt we're fighting back against Negan, we're doing it moment. So that's where we're getting to at the end, is all-out war. This is the name of the next storyline. Negan, as you can see here with his conciliares, talking to his gigantic group and telling them it's time for war. And then we go over to, it was in Hilltop, right? Or was it Alexandria, where Maggie and Rick and Ezekiel are addressing everybody?
Yeah, that was in Alexandria. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was in Alexandria, addressing a much smaller crowd of people. So what's going to happen? Are we going to see nonstop 13 episodes or whatever of just drag out war?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a lot of fun in a way that the show hasn't been fun in since probably like the first half of season 6. But yeah, I think there's going to be. I mean, you know more about the comics than I do. So, what is it like there?
The thing that's really interesting about it in the comics is it's actually war. We think of war as the end of the season finale episode, just a battle. But it's strategizing.
Right.
It's Negan coming up with strategies, anticipating other people's strategies, Rick doing the same, them going back and forth. So there's a lot of figuring things out and patented Walking Dead talking and conversations. But in between that, killer battle sequences and huge battle sequences. And I do hope, given the sadness that permeated the first half of the season, I think Maggie's speech at the end of the episode is really saying goodbye to that, saying goodbye to Glenn for the final time. We got to see Abraham, so we're saying goodbye to him. And yeah, I hope we get all-out, drag-out war next season in total.
Yeah. More Tiger. And more Simon. I love Simon. He's the best.
Yeah, here's what I think. I think we should have a Calvin and Hobbes situation where Simon and the Tiger go on their own adventures. That's all I'm saying. That's my pitch. What do you think?
Green light.
Great. Thank you, Liam. All right, guys, that is it for Dead Inside for the season. Actually, that's not true. Next week, we're going to do a little more predictions about what to expect for the rest from the next season of the show, delve into that a little bit more. So tune back in for that. And as always, goodbye.